Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to do a Kriya. I know we've done it before. It's the opening of the heart center. It's important when we notice our own reactions, and there's a huge amount of reactivity at the moment. Of course, there is, in this the upheaval of the world systems and outrage and new maps that really territory we've not been on before. But in all this, I recognize my own reactivity, which will be partly my business, my projections, but there's also big truth in it. And it's the very highly rational world that tells you what the truth is, that uses the cognitive thought process to control. And we are, and we've known it in the yogic field for a long time, that we are transitioning into the world away from the thinking brain, the age of rationality, to the heart center. And as we transition to the heart center, of course, we go back to our old maps that have served our, certainly going right back to my grandfather's time. My great grandfather worked more, I think, with his intuition, but right back to actually the Industrial Revolution, we've been developing the left side of the brain. And it's served us well in medicine, engineering, productivity, but we've recognized it's got to its sell-by date, and the whole mechanistic form of this way of knowing has actually turned us into kind of like machines, and it's subtle. We're counted through algorithms, and I'm not against any of that, but the challenge in today's world is to come back to the heart center and compassion. So that is a set we'll do today, on opening the heart center and seeing if we can get between the gaps of our programmed mind, which is constantly thinking. So let's come into seated position. Get comfortable. Scooch into a place that your body can be comfortable. And part of coming down into the heart is moving our body away from being an object towards being a subject with huge, immense intelligence. And this intelligence is here with us. We don't, we can test the waters, say, of my own anger at my own reactivity. In that will be both my ego, my projections, my own background, my pain, but there'll be great truth in how our body instinctively reacts. So as we accommodate our own reactivity, let us listen today to its wisdom. So sitting, finding a really comfortable position with the back straight, your shoulders down and back, dropping your chin slightly, feeling into your body, honoring the body, so we can listen to its own science, the science of intuition. Notice your breath coming, honoring this new week, recognizing how much the world is suffering, and yet the gift we bring to the world is who we are. to be uniquely shining the light we've been given with joy and a sense of this is who I am. And this comes from the heart center. Staying with the breath. Notice the gaps, because this is where the light comes in, not in the old worn tracks where 90% of our brain is actually processing thoughts that are on repeat play. Just noticing the gaps, using the breath and the holding of the body still. The gap at the top of the breath as you breathe in, right into the base of the belly, and holding it there in that space. And then releasing it. And holding it out. Right there in the gap and the space of what we perceive in our thinking mind as the imperfection is the perfection of who we are as living, breathing humans, connected to all that was and is and shall be. Trusting you are who you are. With a whole bundle of neurons and emotions, histories. And this is what we celebrate. We celebrate our brokenness as much as our perfection, our neuroses as much as our put togetherness. And as you breathe, allowing all these parts to play a role without judgment. So today we're going to celebrate and write in a poetic form through our bodies the poem of your own soul. Bringing our hands into prayer mudra, staying with the five senses, staying embodied, present to the temple that you were born into. Softening yourself into being who you are. Still connecting to the breath. Taking a deep breath in and out. And breathing in again to begin. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo. Om. Namo. Breathe in. Suspend the breath. And release. Allowing the vibration to connect us together. We're made of the same material, the stardust of the universe. And we shine in our unique way, and yet we're not separate. And the heart knows this. But the thinking mind does not. Stay with it a moment, noticing where there's tension, smiling upon the way that you've trodden in life, and each part of our journey is used as building blocks for becoming more of who we are. Nothing is wasted. Now let's come and do a few warm-ups. So coming into cat and cow to start today, allowing your knees, your hands to feel the ground, and coming into cow, breathing in, feeling the stretch, dropping the shoulders, looking up to the top of the eyes, to the ajna point, and then release it down into an angry cat. And hold the breath out. Continue deliciously feeling every part of your body engage in the movement. Celebrating this body. For me, it's, well, for all of us, that we are in aging bodies. And yet the heart is young. When the heart is atrophied and becomes cold like stone, we know that we've died inside. Keeping a sense of your heart right in the center as you allow the body to envelop the heart in the movement. Letting the spine connect with the heart through the energy. Your hands, your knees connecting to the earth, down into the element, to where we return. A few more. Noticing any part of your vertebrae that is uncomfortable or suffering in any way. Allow it to be part and held by the other parts. Coming into neutral position, tucking your toes under, coming up into triangle, pushing back, dropping your head beneath your heart, so that 90% of the mind that is constantly on a replay, dropping it down so that the heart is above the head. In this position, pummel your heels down to the ground, alternately loosening up, feeling from your toe to the heel, celebrating each tiny movement and being grateful that we can move. Now you can stay doing that, or if you want a slightly stronger movement, lifting one leg up and dropping the arms down. So your head stays below the heart, but you're feeling the stretch, and you're doing a stretch of the arms as you drop down. So it's good on the biceps. Breathing out as you go down, in as you come up. that's too hard, just go back to holding 2 feet, and you can drop down like that. Or you can alternate it. And change legs. Using the breath to power you, staying with the sensations of the body. In this way, then that 90% of the brain that's on replay has a chance to rest. And drop both knees down, come down into Guru Pranam. Resting the head, the shoulders, the whole body. Long, deep breathing. Being present to just what is, without running away to yesterday or planning for tomorrow. This is the time that we have to be fully present and practice present. Feeling your heart beating, dropping from the head to the heart. Let the beauty you are, you always were, shine and be what you do. Through the gaps and the crevices of the crust of the old patterns, the light peeps through, and we cannot help but become more of who we already are. And one more exercise before we actually go into the set. Just coming back to sitting, legs wide apart, hands on both feet, back as straight as you can make it. And we're going to twist to the right and pull down. If you can hold onto your big toe, twist to the center, down, and to the left and down. Just allowing the sciatic nerve, life nerve stretching right from the big toe up to the pituitary gland, helping to calm the nervous system. Expanding the knowingness of who we are, or the small stories we tell ourselves, because the thinking brain has to code our life into, well, we're stored into life. But many of the stories we select in our brains are very partial and often based on fear. We can have 9 compliments, but the one criticism sticks and our brains go into survival, which is a fear-based response. Allowing ourselves to expand. Notice how as we keep moving, so the body allows us more flexibility. Keeping the shoulders as relaxed as you can. Now coming to the center, stretching up, feeling the full stretch, shoulders down, take a deep breath in and pull the root lock, pull that mula band, coming up from that base energy up to the heart center, and let it rest at the heart center where the heart will dance, where the heart knows different. And release down to the ground on the out breath, feeling the stretch. And scooching your legs together, give yourself a bit of a rub. And we're going to start the set by opening the heart center by standing up. First couple of exercises are standing. So as we stand, our hands are just in heart, are in prayer mudra at the heart center. So although our head is higher than the heart in this exercise, we are focusing right down, bringing the thoughts of our mind, which are always buzzing, down to the heart. And with that, we're going to engage the navel point with a breath of fire through the nose. Stay connected physically with the body. Notice when anything in you is tense, how your feet being held on the ground, push right down into the soles of the feet. Feel the clayness of the feet, the nerves in the feet that are connecting down into whatever you're standing on. Come back to the animal instinct of completely being aware of what's around you, and yet the pumping of the belly and the holding of the heart means we're not using a fear response, but a grounded one. And whenever the thoughts start circling, bring them down to the heart. And then let them root and ground into the belly. Keeping your eyes nearly closed, but not quite, looking down through the bottom of the eyes to the hands in prayer. Last 20 seconds. Take a deep breath in. And go and pull the root lock, drawing the energy up, but feeling the clay feet, feeling your bum slightly tight, drawing it up and releasing it. Shaking it out and pummeling the feet up and down a bit. Stretching up before we go into the next exercise. Feeling your hands open above your head, recognizing that creations are numberless. I read yesterday that the regeneration of species in the right conditions in Costa Rica, they said it took 12 years for 90% of all that was created to return. Celebrating that as we stretch up and then bringing our hands down. And we're going to keep our feet quite comfortably apart, and with our thumbs into the center, in big circles, working right at the heart center. Big circles, slow, long breath. Expanding who we think we are into so much more of this, the human, the fullness of being here on earth, and celebrating the uniqueness of your own self. Expanding out of the boxes we've been put in, the judgments that have come and kept us small. We expand into our full presence. Feeling your shoulders move, but everything is centered around the heart. And as you expand out, so we celebrate with be the joy you are. Let that be. Be what we do. Without fear of shaming, we allow ourselves to be. Now open to keeping the thumbs out now, making very big circles with our hands and moving our back. So we're celebrating, and it's a softer movement now. You might lean back and forward, holding the space of magnetic field. Expanding the image maybe of a tree that's growing from a seedling to a lovely shape which holds shade for many, food for many, shelter for many, a bug hotel for many. Allowing the branches to be celebrated for who you are and changing direction. Feeling the sturdiness of those feet planted, the trunk of the tree, with its roots going deeply into the wisdom of the ages. And our last few. And coming back, bringing all the energy back to the heart center. Feeling your feet, pummeling them a bit. And if you can, come up, lifting one leg, holding stability in a very unstable time. Looking right ahead, you may need to put your hands out to balance you. Just notice how you can hold the space and how very challenging it is to hold the stillness. And changing legs. Feeling into the toes so you get your balance. And lifting one foot up so your body has a chance to balance. It's a bit like going when you're doing something really scary. It's preparing the body. And then holding the stability at the center. Looking into the far distance. Noticing how I notice how some days I can do it so much more easily than other days. And dropping down. We're going to come down to sitting now. Finding a comfortable way to sit. And notice what's happening in your body. Now with our hands, the right hand over the left, just flat on top, we're going to pump the energy from the throat chakra down to the navel. Pushing it down and breathing it in. Like pumping and inflating a mattress. Powerful breath. Eyes gently closed. Keeping the focus on that heart center of love and compassion. Just keep it going and know that we make a difference in the world when we bring love and compassion. There were big demonstrations in the States, and I was watching about 30 of the Quakers groups over the States. And what I noticed about them was the complete joy in their hearts, the smiles, the movements in their bodies were so much at one rather than aggression. There was a sense of joy. And they were holding slogans like, "Let America become kind again." This is the heart center speaking. It doesn't speak with aggression. It speaks with a lightness of being, a lightness of touch, and a lightness of spirit. Because we are created to be in the image of the light. Not being against anyone, but for the light, for the love, the truth. And we hold this in the way our bodies present themselves to the world with an open heart. Nearly there. You're grounded in the navel point. The heart lies right between the throat chakra where we speak out and the navel point where we're grounded. Notice the rhythm now of your body as it breathes and moves. Last few seconds. Breathing in, putting your hands on your knees, breathing out and holding your breath out. You're fully oxygenated now. Holding the breath out, sinking down into the trust that we are here for this time to shine our light from our hearts. And breathe in. Loosening the body, these Sufi grinds, just to let your body lead the way. Move any way you feel your body is asking and your heart is needing. Maybe your shoulders, loosen anything. Remembering the heart's right at the center, we're loosening everything around it so that the bodyguards of the heart, which often keep us protected in a shell, can loosen and let the light flow through. Hands on your shoulders, do a few washing machines. Letting the spine, everything coordinated together towards the heart. And coming down, just sitting very quietly. Letting your breath come long and slow. As much as we see that light, the lightness of our own hearts within us, the more we give others permission to do the same. The more we feel safe within ourselves, the less rigid we become, the less dogmatic, the less rule-bound, because the rules are from the heart. And then the freer other people become to be who they are. So now we're going to have our hands up. It's right at the shoulders. And we're going to do some chanting. And we're going to do the Satanama. So we're going to touch the first finger. So it's a rhythm and it's sending signals right through the nervous system into our minds. Sa, the sun, ta, going down to the earth. Satana is birthing the the life on earth, and the ma is the dropping down. The whole cycle of living and dying, and the flexibility that as much as I'm dying, I'm also being reborn. Having our hands up at our shoulders, I'll lead it. Satanama, 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 nama sa ta 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 nama. I do it silently. Now whisper it. Sa ta na ma sa ta. It's like a lover speaking to yourself, to your heart, delighting in who you are, without judgment, without fear. Just whispering this cycle of living and light and dark and dying and renewal again, that we do not disappear. Being renewed just as nature, given the right conditions, renews itself. And then coming down, allowing yourself to breathe freely in this cycle. Trusting the heart's knowing. The heart is never isolated. Fear isolates it. But the heart is full of light, love, mercy, grace, forgiveness, joy, and lightness. When our hearts connect one to another, we see it in each other. And we become a dynamo that slowly creates a greater and greater light upon the earth. And these are the days we need it, that as we shift the huge field towards the heart, we're called to become conscious beings of love, the awakened way. There is no better way, one of the Buddhist vows. It exceeds all other ways, the awakened way. And we're going to close, do the last exercise of this is also another meditation, really. Well, the whole set is a meditation. We're going to close off the right nostril and do left nostril breathing. And our eyes are going to be looking up to the ajna. And this is activating the right brain, the creative, the expanded brain. Do it long and slow, breathing in and out, letting the body relax, to trust this unmapped way. Slowing the breath down even more, dropping the shoulders, relaxing into the mudra and the breath. And bringing our hands now back to the heart center. Let us breathe in with 3 satnams. We celebrate who we are, who you are, who I am, without shame. Let's breathe in to begin. Sa nam sa nam sa nam. And take a bow to the heart that knows the way and always has known the way. It's more robust than we think.